This is ADF-fuensalida, Olivia Harrell, ADF Sasuke Evolution on YouTube. This is going to be a hard video for me, because I have talked about my childhood, and, well, I've had a... No, wait. This is a painful subject for me to talk about. My childhood. I'm sure, you know, all my friends from United Cross players want to know. And let's just say I have to get comfortable with telling people about this, and let's just say I had a pretty shitty childhood growing up. Growing up, I was physically abused by my alcoholic father, and all I remember from my childhood up until the early 90s was just every night Mom and Dad would constantly fight, and this shit's hard. I'm sorry guys, I'm taking a bit with this. But anywho, my early years was a lot of violence and domestic violence between Mom and Dad, and abuse by my father against my person. It's not something I wish to talk about with too many people. This is painful for me, people. I can't get in front of a camera and just spill my guts like this, so it's okay. I had a painful childhood, everyone. And it was from that childhood, my early years, was emotional problems from the abuse. I had to go through special education all the way up through high school, because of the constant emotional disturbance as the result of the abuse at the hands of my father for a good amount of 16 years. And I just don't remember too much of a good childhood then. It was my father up until, you know, Mom and Dad fighting up until, like, I was 6. And after those two separated, I had to have visitation with the same father who beat the shit out of me, who ended up sexually abusing me at age 11. And I mean, this is a hard thing for me to discuss. And I can't think about it without getting angry, or thinking about, you know, wanting to kill someone. I have a knot in my stomach right now. Anywho, I had to deal with my abusive father until age 16. And there isn't much of an adolescence I like to write home about that. The first 16 years, it was abuse, violence at the hands of my father, my mom's various boyfriends, and I just want to skip ahead to my high school years. Around age 16 is when I had my first issues with my gender. I started really exploring what I was first. I started wearing, say, girls' pants around 17 years old. I started wearing girls' shoes during my years in high school, and I would always be bullied or beaten up, harassed. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys. I'm going to keep getting a knot. It's just discussing this, but I would like to characterize that my first 16 years was hell. It was also followed by another few more years of hell between my mom and me. When these gender identity issues surfaced, Mom and me, we never got along. And throughout the last decade, she tried to get developmental disability benefits for me on the pretenses I quote unquote had Asperger's syndrome. And let's just say this was just a plot on her behalf to try to keep me down. And I went through once her case finally got to court a little over a year ago. I staged a little incident with my work to get me transferred to another location, and within getting transferred, within the first few weeks, I successfully, behind my mother's back, fired the disability rights attorney for her case. And within a few months of that incident, Mom wasn't happy that I did this, and well, who said I cared about her happiness if she didn't care about my freedom from my abusive father? So I did what I did, and pretty much all the events from my childhood abuse to my gender issues through high school and college. I even had to leave college because of said gender issues. They were just that bad, and I couldn't deal with my studies effectively. And I just had to start anew. I left New Jersey for Philadelphia, and within a few months of firing the disability rights attorney, I came out transgender. And since everybody knows that the anniversary is coming up for that, the rest of my history from then on there is pretty much recent news. And if I like to characterize how much of my life I've probably have not experienced freedom, I like to say 24 out of 25 years of my life I have not experienced freedom. I have not experienced the freedom I experience today. I am a strong advocate for LGBT rights because of my horrible past growing up, and just all the shit I had to put up through in high school and in college. And that has led me to the awesome, avenging, LGBT activist ninja I am today. And I'm proud of who I am. I don't take nothing for granted. I take nothing for granted. I mean, it's just, I'm a beautiful woman, and all the stuff that's happened in my past and is happening now has made me who I am, and I take pride in that. Though it's sometimes hurtful, you know, for me to discuss it, I'm still proud of my, you know, who I am. Thank you all for taking some time to listen to my tragic past, and hopefully you'll gain insight about who I am as a human being. Rate, comment, subscribe. That's all I gotta say for now. Ahuvia out.